Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, a love story unfolded amidst the hustle and bustle of corporate life. Isaac, a charismatic CEO, and Betty, a diligent employee in his company, found themselves drawn to each other's warmth and charm. Their love blossomed against the backdrop of office meetings and coffee breaks, culminating in a heartfelt proposal from Isaac. Isaac was not just a CEO, he was a man of compassion and ambition, whose heart was as vast as the African savanna. Betty, on the other hand, was a beacon of strength and resilience, her gentle spirit complementing Isaac's fiery passion. As they embarked on romantic escapades and glittering soirees, Isaac's protective instincts kicked in, prompting him to teach Naomi how to drive. Little did they know that this innocent endeavor would lead to a life-altering event. One fateful day, Betty, who not experienced in driving, took the bold step to drive, and as they hurried to a friend's party, tragedy struck. An accident left them battered and bruised, their dreams shattered in an instant. 6 months later, as they nursed their physical wounds, a cruel blow awaited them. Isaac received devastating news: he could never father children. Betty, who was behind the wheels when the accident occurred, suffered moderate to severe injuries but did not affect her ability to give birth. Being the optimist, she stood by Isaac, vowing to love him regardless of his inability to conceive. And amidst the wreckage, their love remained unscathed, a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. Isaac and Betty got married shortly after their recovery. As years passed, societal pressure weighed heavily upon them, fueling their desperation to start a family. In a desperate bid to fulfill their dreams, they embarked on a journey of deception, weaving a web of lies to appease their families and friends. Isaac and Betty decided to adopt a newborn baby but act like the baby was their very own. Betty will feign pregnancy for 9 months, and once a new baby arrives in an orphan home, they'll adopt the baby while breaking the news to family members and friends that Betty has delivered. This was their intentions all along. But fate had other plans in store. One day, as Isaac walked the bustling streets of Lagos, he encountered a young woman in distress. Her tear-stained cheeks told a tale of woe. She was pregnant, and her family demanded to meet the father of her unborn child. In a moment of clarity, Isaac stepped forward, offering to shoulder the burden of responsibility. His compassionate gesture set off a chain of events that would change his and Betty's lives forever. Isaac took the young lady home and introduced himself as the father of the unborn child. He also told the young woman's family that he'll take full responsibility of the young woman and the unborn child. Isaac then went home to inform Betty. They were both very happy as their prayers were about to be answered. As the months passed, Betty feigned pregnancy, while Isaac sought to provide for the young woman in need. But just as they thought their troubles were behind them, fate dealt with them again, giving them another cruel blow. Betty fell gravely ill, her condition worsening by the day. Despite Isaac's best efforts to send Betty to the hospital, Betty refused because she alone knew what was at stake. When Isaac could not shake off the feeling that something was amiss, he invited a doctor to the house to check up on Betty. And when the truth finally came to light, it shattered his world to its very core. Betty had been harboring a secret. She was carrying another man's child. The revelation tore through Isaac's heart like a dagger, leaving him broken and betrayed. With a heavy heart, Isaac walked away from the life he once knew, seeking solace in the memories of what could have been. As he mourned the loss of his dreams in an isolated hotel for days, fate intervened once more. He remembered the lady whose pregnancy he vowed to take responsibility for. He quickly made up his mind to visit the young lady's home. Though he has been sending money for her upkeep, it's been several days since he heard from the young lady nor her family. Isaac decided to visit the young woman's family and explain his absence to be because of a business trip. When Isaac got to the village where the young woman lived, he was slapped with another news he wasn't prepared for. The young woman he had vowed to protect had perished on the morning of that same day, leaving behind premature twins, a boy and a girl. Their tiny cries echoed through the silence, a poignant reminder of the fragility of life. Isaac cried bitterly upon hearing this, not only for the young woman who had gave up her soul, but for her wife, Betty, who could not wait for this sorrowful yet amazing turn of course, and decided to get pregnant with another man's child because of societal pressure. In the end, Isaac chose to honor the memory of the young woman who had made him a father, taking full responsibility for her funeral and the care of her children. As he embarked on a new chapter of his life, he left behind the remnants of his past with Betty, embracing a future filled with hope and redemption. He hired a nanny for his children and bought a new home where they could all stay. As for Betty, he never wanted to have anything to do with her again.